So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another
Morning.
interview of the Shield Doing a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I got Luca Indrio from Necrot, and we're
Hello,
here to
everybody.
talk about the new album, upcoming tour. So, first of all, Luca, how are you today?
I'm doing great, man. Everything is fucking great.
Nice. It looks like you are about to do some like wall work.
No, that's just how the wall looks every day.
So, Luca, so first of all, thank you for joining me on the couch virtually. I listened to the album Lifeless Birth that's coming out on April the 12th through tankcrimes. An awesome record. I listened to your previous albums as well. So first, let me ask you, like, because I know you recently got like like a week ago from the Brain Squeeze tour. How was that?
It was great. I just got home like 2 days ago, and the tour was good. We were on the road for 44 days. We played 32 shows. It was sick, man. Also, we got to go on tour with Municipal Waste and Ghoul, which we have been friends with those guys for over 10 years. So it's like, it was a very familiar tour where you go, you already know everybody, you're stoked to see each other. It's something that has been on the plans for many years. So it was great that it finally happened, and it was fun. Every single band was fast and people were going nuts. Every single show was just fucking fantastic, man.
I guess, and I've read some of the story for Necro. I know you had some tough years with some personal stuff that has happened to you and some other your bandmates. So,
Some
what
heavy
has
shit, man.
a heavy shit? What has kept you like going? I'm assuming it's the power of metal.
Well, we were just waiting to get back to what we want to do. Like, we played over 300 shows between Blood Offerings and Mortal, and we had 200 shows booked when the pandemic started, and
Wow.
everything got canceled. So it's like we found ourselves in this, like everybody else, in this position that you can't do what you have been working to get to do for so long. So it's like being in that position sucked. And we had more and more complications, even when the pandemic was finishing, when everything was starting to opening up again. We had health issues, we had family issues, we had all kinds of problems. Our drummer had to get back surgery. I got Bell palsy, my face got paralyzed, and our guitar player had to get surgery on both of his hands because of a really bad carpal tunnel he had developed.
Wow. Yeah.
And so we had time to solve all this shit, but that kept us from coming back for so long. But now we have over 100 shows booked. We're back on the road. We have a new album coming out, Lifeless Birth. Everything is looking great. Like everything is kind of got back to where we left it in 2020. So
Yeah.
it's a very exciting times, it's emotional times, because we feel like we're finally getting our lives back, and we're finally back at what we wanted to do 4 years ago, and we couldn't do. So it feels great. It feels
Yeah.
100% great. When you go through a lot of shit and it feels like your life is over, then when you get it back, you're extra excited about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. It would be like something happens and all of a sudden like you get this joy back and you're doing what you're doing, and
It's
it's
like if someone steals your couch. It's like if someone steals your couch for a
well,
couple of years and then
yeah.
you fucking find it back.
I'm not on my couch. My kids have stolen my couch for the day. That's that's why I'm here. And I told them I'm in a big
Are
meeting.
you sitting on the floor?
No. I have a share.
The chill guy on the chair.
Today I'm the shield guy on a share because my couch is run over by my kids, and they don't. I could tell them I'm gonna talk to Luca from Necrot, and they're gonna be like, "We don't care."
We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care who you're talking to. So the album, there's already two singles out: "Cut the Cord" and "Drill the Skull." Both are
Which
great.
one do you like better?
I like Drill the Skull better a little bit. Yeah, I think both are strong singles, but Drill the Skull is just like where you go like Drill the Skull, like
That's just
it,
nasty, right?
yeah, it's so awesome, so metal. And this album is very much death metal, but you also guys have some like thrash metal riffing to the sound of Necrot.
we have a lot of influences
Yeah,
in our music. We are a metal band. Ultimately, we play
Yeah.
metal.
You guys play metal, and it's awesome that I talked to the owner of Tankcrimes a few months ago, and how's it like being in a label that really cares so much about the artists, because they're it's like, it sounds like a label that is really hands-on and lets the artists do their own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because it's like it's the only way he could have approached us when he approached us in 2016, because we have always done stuff by ourselves. We paid for our recordings. We always paid the artists that do our graphics. We were putting out our self-release tapes and selling them and going on tour. And like, Tankcrimes approached us and they were like, we want to be part of this, but you guys keep doing what you're doing, So it's like, for us, it was great because it's like, we still enjoy running our own band in a very independent way. We pay for our recordings, we pay for the artworks, we pay for most of it, but we get to have full control over it. When we get to own our music, we get to decide what songs we play, we get to decide what artist is gonna do the cover, we get to decide everything, And Tankcrimes is like he's such a dedicated guy, Scotty. He's such a good friend, but also it's like he works really hard and his heart is in the right place. He understands both how to do music business, because he's a really great at marketing. He's got all the distribution. He's got the same distribution that the big labels got, but at the same time, he has an approach with the bands, especially talking from our perspective, for our bands. He has an approach with us that is very much of respect and is very much of understanding what a band like us needs and is willing to do, So we can talk with him, we can find ourselves in the same page. And also we know that he's like, he cares a lot about us. And we are a very important band in his label. So it's like, we get special treatment,
No, yeah, I know the band. You blew up a lot with your previous album before this. I remember hearing Necrot, that name, and yeah, this album. So I want to show the artwork because the artwork is fucking awesome for the album. So this artwork, like it's really something else. You got there's even a human coming out of the crotch of that demon.
There is.
Yeah, I'm like, that is awesome. So tell me a little bit of what you're trying to convey with this artwork. It's very fucking heavy metal.
Well, it's like the Lifeless bird is kind of tied to the meaning of the album. And, the monster is like, this is people's lives of suffering and challenges going around this gigantic monster. Then your life ends and you get eaten by the monster and a new person gets shit out to continue the cycle of suffering and challenges that is life. And everybody, lifeless birth means when you're born, since the first day you're sentenced to die, like everything else on this planet. And like everybody else, you're sentenced to be completely forgotten, and whatever mark you're gonna leave is gonna be erased sooner or later. So this is the representation of that. And then on the second panel, which I don't think you have, which is because it's a full
Oh yeah, I only have that part. I don't have the.
Gotcha. On the other part, you can see this water that you see in the front is wiping out ruins of ancient empires, like Roman and Greek empires ruins, as to symbolize that everything will be gone. And it kind of ties together with the song called Superior on the album, which is track number 3.
Oh, that's a good track.
Fuck you to like all the people in power and politicians that they feel like they're superior, but ultimately the only superior thing is death, which wipe off everything, even the strongest empire, like it's always happened in the past.
Every empire has fallen, like
yeah, and every person have died, no matter how powerful or rich they are. So that song kind of talks about that, and it's tied into the cover.
Yeah, when I see this cover too, I don't know if I know you live in Mexico, but here in Puerto Rico, they had a monster called the chupacabra, the goat sucker, and I see that I'm like, that could be a goat sucker.
Did the goat sucker shit people off his crotch?
I never seen one, but Luca, if I see one, I will ask it.
Let me.
I will ask the chupacabra if he shits people out of his crotch or something like that. So yeah, the album artwork very representative of the record. And you mentioned Superior, which is a good track. Another track that is not a single that I really like is The Curse that ends the
Right?
album, and that's like an 8-minute epic song.
It
Uh,
is.
yeah. So
It's
what
as metal as it gets.
it's as metal as it gets, and something's really good about this album. You have Cut the Cord opening the album, which opens the album really good. You have like Drill the Skull like in the middle, and then you have the Curse closing. And I think for an album like an album closer, it's so important, especially when you have like an epic song. Tell me a little bit about what the Curse is all about.
Well, to me, it's like, I feel that like the album starts in an aggressive way
Yeah,
that is straightforward. It talks about like things that are very actual, things that happen and that we have been going through for many years. And then the album is a whole journey that goes from aggressiveness to a more desperate, depressive ending. And the Curse is like the culmination of that with like a slower, more introspective kind of song that it talks more about reality from a perspective of like a life being this curse where you don't know what you're supposed to do on this planet for something that you're not gonna be able to grasp onto. You're not gonna be able to hold on to all these passing things that happens to you, and ultimately your life is gonna be gone and you're gonna be banished from this planet. No matter how much you're gonna be working hard, no matter how hard you're gonna care about someone or something, you're destined to lose everything. And ultimately, the song even questions reality. Is it really this life as real as we perceive it, or is it just an illusion? So
yeah,
it ends in a very dramatic.
yeah.
So the curse is this life. The curse is this curse that we're condemned to face sooner or later. No matter how cool you make your life, no matter how you make your head space a nice space where you can cope with things, you're gonna sooner or later have to face the reality of our condition, of our human condition.
Yeah,
So that's kind of like the ending of the album.
it ends the album on a on a depressive high note, but yeah, it's a great song. So you're going on tour. This is going to be released on April 12th, and I know there's some variants that I've seen Scotty post that a lot of the variants are like sold out. Like
Yes, but there is always a new one coming out. You're still on time to get a good one.
yeah. Yeah, because there's like the ones with the colors, different stuff, but they're selling out, people. So I'll put the link to get
Yeah,
that.
because also like if you get the pre-order, it comes with like a special poster,
It
a
comes with a
badass gigantic poster. So it's like, there is a little perks from ordering the pre-order and not waiting to release date.
Yeah, no, I saw the poster, which has obviously the front cover and everything. So the recording process of this album, how do you guys how do you approach the lyrics, the lyrical themes on the record? How like what's your process?
Well, to me, it's like the lyrical part is the longest one to achieve, and it's always a long process where I have to really find out what I want to talk about. So I have to dedicate a lot of time to it, and it's a lot of introspection and a lot of finding the right words, a lot of finding the right vocal patterns, trying to get my content, my message that I want to get out to fit the barriers of a vocal pattern, because I'm not writing a book, I'm writing songs.
Yeah, I
So
know, yeah.
things need to fit in a certain space. They need to repeat, they need to happen inside of a certain barrier. So it's like you need to find the right words. It's a lot of work of finding the way to say something in the correct amount of space. And then it's also finding exactly what you need to get out of your system. So it forces you to have this confrontation with yourself. And I like it. I like doing it. I enjoy it. It's challenging. It's very challenging. To me, it's more challenging than the musical part. Like the part of writing the songs and writing the riffs, which I've always been doing for Necrot, is more entertaining, is more fun, is more musical. So you're expressing yourself through music. But then when so it's like it's wider. It's wider. Music it has so many feelings that you can get out of a note. When words mean something exactly, you know, music is more abstract, so anybody can hear a riff and feel something that is more personal. Then it's like lyrics, you're using words are limited. There's only a certain amount of words, they mean a certain specific thing. So it's like you need to use them exactly, you know, there is not much room for imagination, even if lyrics are still, you can still interpret lyrics however you feel like it. Like, you know,
That's
the
true.
lyrics, the way I write the lyrics is not necessarily how you're gonna perceive them, and the way you perceive them is gonna be based on your life experience, and the way you're gonna hear it and make it yours and personal is something that I like a lot. Like, you know, I still don't know my lyrics completely. Like, I don't need to explain what my lyrics mean, because that's just my point of view. Then you can give it the point of view you want. You know, cut the cord. What does that mean to you? You know, what does that mean to me? It depends what you
It
went through in
sounds
your
like
life.
where you're cutting the cord, you know, because since the album is Lifeless Birth, like when you know, when you're born, they cut the cord, the umbilical cord.
Yeah, it's kind of connected to that, because it's like at the same time, what is the function of that cord is feeding you. When
Yes.
you're in the womb of your mother, that's feeding you. You don't choose what you get through that cord. But when you're an adult, you
Hopefully
decide if you want to keep
some
having
healthy
that
shit.
cord. When you're an adult, you decide what the cord attached to your fucking brain is putting inside of your mind, and you decide when to cut it and when to stop getting fed a bunch of shit through your phone or through TV, through the media, or through some negative people in your life. And you decide what you think, not what someone else wants you to think. So to me, like, this visually, like, cut that fucking cord. You're not a child anymore. You don't need to be attached to the news and to negative information on your fucking phone the whole time. And you can start making up your own mind about stuff, you know, because a lot of it is dramatized to the point that it's like, it's dividing people. It's making everybody insecure. It's making people scared of confrontation. It's making people scared of leaving their fucking comfort zone. And it's like, so why do you need that cord attached to you? You don't fucking need it. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the message of cut the cord.
Yeah, I
For
could
me.
that's what I thought that it meant. So, yeah, were you watching a lot of The Matrix?
A what?
Were you watching a lot of the movie The Matrix? Because there's a lot of like the reality
I
and
love that movie, but like, you know, I wasn't thinking about that.
yeah, no, yeah, because you know some of those concepts are basically universals, and obviously you put cut the cord because you were gonna write a song called like "Step Away from the Teeth." That that would have been awesome as well. But I think yeah, cut the cord, great track,
You
and
can write that one, man. That's
man,
up for grab. That's up for
it's
grab.
up for grabs, but I just put it out. Someone's gonna grab it. But no, I can't write. Those who can't write music talk to bands and do reviews.
Too much. I
It's
drink wine. That's too much all at once.
I drink too much at once. Yeah. So you're going on tour again on I believe it's June, correct?
June 5th to July
Yeah.
12th in the
Yeah.
US and
Here's the
Canada.
poster for that tour.
Oh, there you go. Right there.
The Lifeless Birth Tour, and you're gonna have Bat, and the other names of the bands. I can't read their fucking logo.
Homophilic and Street Tomb.
Strip Tomb, awesome, and you have the monster there. So that's gonna be you're gonna be headlining. So tell us a little bit about what fans can expect from this upcoming tour.
Oh, this tour is gonna be nuts. It's like we're
I'm
gonna
sure.
go in full force, and every single band will. So it's like, if you're coming out to the show, don't expect like to be an ordinary night. You know what I mean? You're not going to the movie theater, or you're not going to any show. This is gonna be a fucking rager, you know. This is gonna be some intense night. So come prepared.
Come prepared to get your skull drilled.
And it's like, you know, yeah, totally.
I don't know if you thought about merchandising, but like with that,
we're gonna sell human skulls at the merch table.
That's what I was thinking. You should
yeah, good idea,
right? Like some cups, like human skulls, and you drill them, and then you can like drink stuff from it. Yes,
fantastic.
that's I would buy that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be a great, like, you can take it to like your regular job board meetings, and you can take this call and you're like drinking it while you're in the regular
Some
meeting.
mysterious liquid.
People will be like, what the fuck is wrong with him? So Luca, amazing stuff. I know you were also recently on the cover of Decibel magazine. So it's
We
good that,
love Decibel, man. It's
yeah,
a badass fucking magazine.
it is. So it's awesome that after all these years that, you had your turmoil, but, life is a cycle. Like, there's a saying, I don't know if there's a saying in Italy, but in Puerto Rico, like nothing lasts, like a pain doesn't last like 100 years, and there's not a body that can resist it. Maybe in Italy, you have something similar, because Italy,
Maybe, I don't know.
we're both like, we're Latin cultures. Like, the Italian and Spanish is pretty alike.
Yeah,
I've been
man.
to Italy, and if you talk slow, I can understand it. But yeah, it's awesome that you guys are heading out. So before I let you go, I know you're busy. You're doing more interviews and stuff, and I hear my kids screaming outside. So
They're probably drilling each other's skulls.
no, hopefully not, because the mother wouldn't like that. So, what would you say to the fans before we go, to expect from Necrot this year and beyond?
Well, it's like, they can expect a lot of shows. They can expect to be able to come see us. And, I'm hoping people will like the album. And I want to ask people to listen to our new album, Lifeless Birth, from start to finish, and
Oh,
not
you
just a
should.
song or two. There is a lot of like playlist culture now going around where people just pick one song and they throw it in their playlist or some shit. And to me, it's like, go listen to the whole thing. And if you like it, buy a physical copy. Or if you're not a physical copy kind of guy, I suggest you still buy the digital album. It's up on our Bandcamp, because it's like, the streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple, whatever, and YouTube, the quality of the audio is garbage.
Oh yeah,
They have to fit
it's not
so
the
much
same.
shit
Yeah.
on their server, and like, it pisses me off. Sometimes I listen to our music on those platforms and I'm like, dude, this sounds so much worse than the actual album.
Yeah,
So
it's
like,
never
I
the same
encourage
quality.
people to like at least buy the digital album. We sell it for $7 on our Bandcamp, and like, buy a physical copy if you can, but if you can't, at least listen to the record from start to finish. Don't just listen to one song. And
No, yeah.
come see us when we play live, because it's gonna be fucking fun.
Fucking fun.
It's gonna be good.
I listened
An
to the
overdose of
album.
metal.
Yeah, I listened to the album from front to back, and it's awesome all the way through. Like, I'm
Thank you,
old
man.
school, that I like listening to an album from front to back, none of this like single stuff. So Luca, I want to thank you for joining me virtually today on the couch and
Thank
talking
you for
about
having me, man.
Necrot and the album. So people, check out Necrot, April 12th. They're gonna be on tour. So until next time, people, this is Hector.
Until next time, brother.
The Shield
Have a
on the
good day.
couch. And I'll
Hell
see
yeah.
you
Go get your
right here on
couch
the
back,
couch.
man.
Yeah, goodbye.